to the Denver Radio Club Net, being held on repeater W0TX. This is a meeting held on the air every Sunday evening at about 8:30 p.m. Good evening. My name is Jim. My call sign is Kilo Zero Tango Oscar Romeo, and I'll be your net control station transmitting from Littleton, Colorado. If there is any emergency or priority traffic during this net, say break at any pause, and the net will be suspended until the emergency or priority traffic is completed. This net is for Denver Radio Club members and all interested radio amateurs. We're here to share information concerning any ham-related activities. Regular meetings of the Denver Radio Club are held on the third Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. And again, with the COVID restrictions, we use Google Meets, and we have a virtual meeting every third Wednesday. Our next meeting will be held on August the 18th. That's coming up this Wednesday. And an Elmer session is held at 6 p.m. just prior to monthly meeting. This session addresses any amateur radio questions you might have. So whether you're new to amateur radio or interested in some new application of amateur radio, this is a session where you can get help. Also, every Wednesday at 7:30 p.m., except the third Wednesday when a monthly meeting is held, there's a learning net held on 145.490 megahertz and 448.625 megahertz. This is another area where you can find answers for your amateur radio-related questions. As a general interest club, we provide emergency communications for the Salvation Army, the City of Wheat Ridge Police Department, City of Lakewood Police Department, West Metro Fire District, and the St. Anthony's West Hospital. We're always looking for members who would like to participate in this support. Please contact our club president if you'd like to help. Our current president is Jerry Vilhauer, W0GV. Jerry's telephone number is 303-467-0223. The Denver Radio Club website is www.w0tx.org. Again, Jerry's telephone number is 303-467-0223. The Denver Radio Club also participates in the ARRL Volunteer Examiner Program. But again, with COVID restrictions, we don't hold our testing as often as we had in the past. We still have testing from time to time, and we pass that dates and location and such on this net. And other clubs share that information with us as well as far as testing that they have going. So you can get that information here, or you can actually get that on our club website at W0TX.org. If you have other questions regarding BE testing, you can contact our BE team lead, Tom Krashalski, KC2CAG. His number is 720-284-1911. This is the Denver Radio Club Net, W0TX, and this is K0TR serving as net control. Are there any special announcements or bulletins for the net this evening? If so, please call now. Before regular check-ins, I'd like to welcome and invite any visiting radio amateurs to check into the Denver Radio Club Net this evening. During this net, we disable the requirement for the 100 Hz PL repeater access tone, so you can use either 145.490 megahertz with a minus 600 kilohertz offset, or 448.625 megahertz with a minus 5 megahertz offset. Are they visiting radio amateurs who'd like to check into the Denver Radio Club net tonight? If so, please call now.
Hi, this is KE0WQZ checking in for my first time.
And Nick Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome following check-in. KE0WQZ. Could I get a first name, please?
Yeah, my name's Andrew. I live in Golden, Colorado. I'm on a mobile ICOM 2730. First contact.
Well, congratulations, Andrew. Got a good, strong signal going into the repeater, so don't hear any noise or anything. So must have everything hooked up right and running as we like. So just out of curiosity, how you happen to find us?
I did a search online, found you guys looking through the ARRL website. I got my technician's license a couple years ago, but it took me a while to kind of get going with setting up any gear and gave it a first shot.
Well, that is kind of a long delay, but good thing is that you're there and things are working. So you're about to open up a real opportunity of all types of applications, all types of fun times and talking to other people and such. And you'll find the hobby is pretty widespread. Got many, many challenges and areas of interest that you can certainly get involved with. And there's a lot of technical issues as well. But if we can help in any way, that's what other amateurs are for. Help one another. Try and answer any questions they might have. I would suggest, as I mentioned earlier, that we have a learning net that meets on Wednesday nights on these same frequencies. And these are new hams that are actually going through and trying to understand all the different idiosyncrasies of the hobby and what's required as far as repeater operation and such. And anything's open as far as topics, so I might suggest you'd join those folks. They can help out as well. But anytime you have any kind of questions, you can certainly ask those questions here on this net as well. We'd be happy to try and help you out. So we certainly would invite you to come back anytime and anytime you're available. So we're glad to have you join us. And congratulations on your first contact. I hope it wasn't as hard as you thought it was going to be.
W0TX repeater.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm sure I have lots of questions. I am planning to join the Wednesdays, but it's the third Wednesday this week, so it probably won't be till next week.
Well, Andrew, you can still drop in and join us at our monthly meeting as well. You can get that address for the website off of our club website, and I got to bring things up to date, I guess. So we don't use the www anymore. That's been dropped. So if you go to W0TXray.org, you'll find an address there as to how to get onto the net, and we'd be happy to have you join us there as well. We have what we call an Elmer session in the first hour, and that starts at around 6 o'clock. And we go through and discuss different questions and applications that the other hams have. That could be new hams or experienced hams that are trying new applications and such, or interested in some applications. There are just an unbelievable number of different applications. So many I'd like to try, I haven't got done yet. So that's been years that we've been at it. So anyways, then at 7 o'clock we have a technical presentation. And that's always a good one to cover as well. So we certainly invite you to come back and join us Wednesday night as well, and the following Wednesday you can join the Learning Net. So welcome to the net, and welcome to the hobby as well. Good luck with it, and I hope you enjoy it like many of others have. It's a great, great hobby.
Well, thank you for the warm welcome. I'll stand by now and see if there's anyone else that wants to introduce themselves, but I'll be on for the rest of the net right now. Thank you.
You're welcome, Andrew. Let me make one more call. We have any other visitors like to join the Denver Radio Club Net this evening? Please call now.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Bravo Papa November. This is Jeff in Evergreen. Late check-in, KF0 BPN.
I hope I got one ZK0 VPN, and I get that correct. Kilo 0, Victor Papa November. Is that what the call was?
Correction, Kilo Foxtrot 0, Bravo Papa November. Suffix Bravo Papa November.
All right, Kilo Foxtrot 0, Bravo Papa November, and didn't get the name. Could you give me a name again, please?
Roger, the handle is Jeff.
All right, Jeff, just in the preliminaries of our check-ins and such here, but we got you checked in, so not a problem. We only go through a certain order and such, just trying to keep the old net controller here from being overwhelmed with check-ins, but even that doesn't work all the time, so welcome to the net. And next, I'd like to welcome and invite any newly licensed or recently upgraded radio amateurs to check in. Please call now.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Foxtrot Sierra Yankee /AG. This is Dan in Denver, recent upgrade to general class.
All right, Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-in. Kilo Foxtrot 0, and the suffix in question, all I got was Foxtrot Yankee /AG. Could you come back and fill in the suffix for me, please, and also the name?
Roger, suffix is Foxtrot Sierra Yankee. The name is Dan.
All right, very good, Dan, and congratulations on the upgrade. Just out of curiosity, did you do that through self-study or did you attend a class? Just out of curiosity, because we got lots of folks out there that like to get their license, and they're wondering what's the good pathway to take to best pass the testing and such. What did you find at the job?
I was self-study at home for about a month for the general class, and I think it was, I forget the name of the company, I have to look it back up, but I know I took my test down at HRO in Aurora.
Well, very good. Congratulations on your upgrade to general. That opens up a lot more frequencies and a lot more applications, so that ought to keep you busy in the near future, not the far future. So welcome to the net. Glad to have you, and again, congratulations. Let me make one more call. Do you have any other newly licensed or recently upgraded radio amateurs before I move on? Please check in now. All right, I'll now take regular check-ins in groups, and please let me know if you have traffic when you check in, and I'll get back to you. First, radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through E, Alpha through Echo. Please call now.
Kilowatt 0, Delta Papa Romeo, Paul in Aurora.
November 0, Delta Bravo Sierra, N0 DBS Dawn in Denver, no traffic.
November 5, Charlie Mike Kilo Greg in Denver, no traffic.
Whiskey Bravo 0, Alpha Kilo Victor, WB0 AKV, Rich in Westminster, no traffic.
KA5 DKS Ken in Arvada.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Alpha Foxtrot Quebec, Troy in Denver, no traffic.
Alpha Fox 0 Echo, Alex Bromfield.
WD0 CIV, WD0 CIV, Charles in Denver, no traffic.
And at control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. K0 DPR Paul, N0 DPS Don, N5 CMK Greg, WB0 AKV Rich, KA5 DKS Ken, KF0 AFQ Troy, AF0E Alex, and WD0 CIV Charles. Make one more call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters A through E, Alpha through Echo. Please call now.
W0TX Repeater.
Kilo Charlie 0, Charlie Zulu, Bob S. Horton.
Kilo 1, Delta Bravo Charlie, K1 DBC Daron with traffic.
Charlie 0, Delta Golf Romeo, Jim in Longmont.
And at control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. KC0 CZ Bob, K1 DBC Daron with traffic. And Jim, you've got the tone on your radio there. If you'd key up and count to about 3 and then give me your call sign. I got the DGR in your name, but that tone cuts out the first part of your conversation there. So if you just key up and count to about 3 and then start speaking, I should be able to get the prefix.
This is Kilo Charlie 0, Delta Golf Romeo. Copy.
Yes, sir, Jim, that did it. Kilo Charlie 0, Delta Golf Romeo. We got that, Jim. Thank you. These radios have that feature on there, and it can be a frustration. And it depends on what model you have, but you can deactivate that. But that's common to hear that tone, and then somebody's already talking. So appreciate your help. Then we move on down the alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters F through J. Foxtrot through Juliet, please call now.
W0GV, Westminster, Jerry.
Tom, Kilo 6, Hotel
November
Juliet
0, Golf
Victor,
Tango, Golf,
K6H,
Kurt,
JV, Tom Arvada, no traffic.
N0 GWM, Leon, Lakewood.
And net control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. W0GV Jerry, K6HJV Tom. I had a double there and I couldn't pick out who else was in there, so if you call there second, if you come back here at the second call, I'd appreciate it. And next I had N0GWN Leon. Make a second call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters F through J. Foxtrot through Juliet, please call now.
November 0, Golf Tango, Golf Kurt in Denver. I was the double.
Kilo Foxtrot 0, Foxtrot Papa India, Ron in Lakewood.
Net control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. N0 GTG Kurt and KF0FTI Ron. Move on down the alphabet. Radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters K through O, Kilo through Oscar. Please call now.
Kilo 0 Lima Papa Romeo, Lanier in Inglewood.
Kilo Echo 0, Oscar Sierra India, Tom, Highlands Ranch, no traffic.
Whiskey 0, Mike Delta Kilo, Matt in Denver, no traffic.
Kilo 0, Lima Alpha India, K0 LEI. Larry in Denver. I'm sorry, Lakewood.
Whiskey Golf 0, November, WG0N, Dave in Lakewood.
Evening, Bob. I'll get you checked in here in just a moment.
And net control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. K0LPR Lanier. I think I might have had a double at that time too. I couldn't pick out anything, but it sounded like a double when Lanier was checking in. Next I had KE0OSI Tom, W0MDK Matt, K0LAI Larry, and WG0N Dave. Make a second call for radio amateurs whose call suffixes begin letters K through O, Kilo through Oscar. Please call now.
Kilo 0, Kilo Papa Sierra, Kevin Lakewood.
This is K1 DBC checking in Whiskey Alpha 4, Mike Bravo Golf, Bob Whiskey Alpha 4, Mike Bravo Golf.
Net Control, like to acknowledge and welcome with line check-ins. K0 KPS Kevin and WA4MBG Bob. Move on down the alphabet. Radio amateurs call suffixes begin letters P through T, Papa through Tango. Please call now.
K0 RCW, Robert in Lakewood, no traffic.
Whiskey Bravo 2, Sierra Hotel Romeo, Stan in Denver, no traffic.
Kilo Echo 0, Romeo Victor Zulu, John in Lakewood, no traffic.
Kilo Bravo 9er, Quebec Delta Golf, KB 9er QDG, Carl, Lakewood, no traffic.
Net Control, like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-ins. K0 RCW Robert, WB2 SHR Stan, KE0 RVZ John, and KB9er QDG Carl. Move on down the alphabet, radio amateurs. Well, I hesitate there because I don't know. I don't think I made a second call there. Radio amateurs, call suffixes begin letters P through T, Papa through Tango. Please call now.
November 0, Tango Romeo Papa, Jim in Lakewood. Good evening.
And Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-in. N0TRP Jim. It's been a long weekend. We'll talk about that a little bit later here, but the old mind is getting a little cloudy here, so bear with me. Next we'll go radio amateurs with call suffixes begin letters U through Z, uniform through Zulu. Please call now.
KF0UV, Marshall in Glendale.
Kilo Alpha 0 Victor Bravo Alpha, Curtis in Lakewood.
Kilo 0 Yankee Echo Sierra, Ken in Broomfield.
And Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome to the following check-ins. KF0UV Marshall, KA0VBA Curtis, and K0YES Ken. Make second call for radio amateurs. Call suffixes begin letters U through Z, uniform through Zulu. Please call out. All right, we'll open up the entire alphabet. Radio amateurs, whose call suffixes begin letters A through Z, Alpha through Zulu. Please call now.
Recheck K0 Delta Papa Romeo.
And rechecked K0DPR. Paul, yes, I did get you at the beginning. So we got you checked in. Thank you. There'll be a chance for late check-ins a little bit later in the net. And at this time, I'd like to invite our club president, Jerry Bill Howard, W0GV, go through and cover club business. Go ahead, Jerry. The net is yours.
All righty, Jim. Well, thanks for doing the net. Welcome, everybody. Don't have too much, I don't guess, to talk about other than our meeting coming up. Jim mentioned this coming Wednesday on the 18th. And we're going to have quite a good program. This one will be presented by Ward Silver. So if you're a QST reader and looked at some of the publications out there, he's pretty well known for his publications for the ARRL and other ham radio magazines and so forth. This is going to be on grounding and bonding. And so it'll be quite interesting. He's a good speaker. He's very informative, and he's been around a long time and received awards for his technical writing, and I guess has even written a ham radio novel, which I was going to try to. I don't know the title of it, but I'm gonna look into that. So, but join us Wednesday evening. Don't forget the learning net prior to our 7 o'clock net, so starting around 6 and join in there, good information. And then we'll have our virtual meeting, as we've been doing for umpteen months, at 7 o'clock. And if you don't have the invite, look on our website, W0TX.org, and you'll find the information on there. I guess that's all I got. So unless there's any questions for me, back to you, Jim. W0GV.
W0GV, this is K02R. Thanks, Jerry. Appreciate that. And let's see, K1 DBC drone, you had traffic. Go ahead, and that is yours.
All right, sorry about that. This is K1DBC. Thanks there, Jim, K02RR, for taking the net as always. Yeah, just wanted to put out there, again, on our website, W0TX.org. I recently finally got a video and some information compiled, so thankfully Bill Hester, N0LAJ, was able to update our website. So there's a link to a PDF with some of the specifications of our field day, what radios we used, equipment, things like that, as well as a link to a YouTube video, about a 10-minute, 11-minute YouTube video, just showing our operations. So feel free to check that out. Just good time-lapse video of setup of our antenna and just general operations. So feel free to check that out. So this is K1DBC, back to net control.
K1DBC, this is K02R. Thanks, Jerome. We do appreciate that. And I don't see anyone else that indicated they had traffic when they checked in. This is the Denver Radio Club Net, W0TX, and this is K0TR Net Control Station. Does anyone have any other comments, information, or business for the net? If so, please call now.
Alpha Alpha 0 Juliet Kilo, AA0JK, late check-in. Good evening.
2 on 15 meters. We had Alaska contact, and we had a preliminary total score of 1,474 from the ARRL.
And Net Control, I'd like to acknowledge and welcome the following check-in. AA0JK Fred. And let's see. Do we have any other late check-ins? Please call now. All right, I'll go through and review next weekend's contests and upcoming Hamfests. I mentioned earlier that it's been a long weekend. I'd mentioned last couple of weeks, I guess, about the QSO Today Virtual Ham Expo. That was held on 14th and 15th, yesterday and today. And they had 81 technical papers that were given in that period of time, so that was 2 solid days. We didn't give those back to back. That wouldn't be possible, but we had like 13 sessions that they had, and so you got to go through and pick out what papers you wanted to hear first, and then what they do is those are all recorded, and the question and answer sessions that follow those presentations are recorded. And you have 30 days you can go back to their website and listen to any of those presentations that you missed. It was an unbelievable cross-section of topics. There's something there for everyone. As I mentioned, their cost was, if you joined before, I think it was Friday, it was $10. It was $12.50 if we went until after. Or maybe that was Monday.
Well, first of all, not terrible security, but it's kind of odd. There's no password needed for this, so you can log in as anybody on here if you know their call sign and that they've signed up here. Here's like Jim's, for instance. But they still don't have... After you log in now, it doesn't have anything, so I'm not sure how you get stuff. I put a link in the chat. They have a Vimeo channel and seem to have archived their previous expos on there, and there's no cost to view those, so there's that.
Otherwise, it was very minor issues they had, but it was a tremendous amount of information. Like I say, I've only listened to a thumbnail of that because I think basically I listened to about 13. I might have listened to a little bit more than that, just parts of presentation. I went back and listened to some after it was over today. But the ones I listened to that I had picked out, I was truly impressed with, and there's a lot of others that I hated to pass up, but you can only listen to one at a time. But I would certainly highly recommend that to anyone. It covers about any part of the ham hobby that you might think of, all the way from ways that you can help yourself in trying to do better in taking your exams, to setting up radio clubs in schools, high school, and all kinds of information on antennas, any kind of antenna you could ever imagine. Different amounts of information on antennas, new radios, new radio technology. It was really something that I just enjoyed the heck out of it. I guess I'm just a technical nerd, but for that price, and I think that type of thing is probably going to reduce a lot of long-distance travel and such to go to Dayton Hamvention and that type of thing. I know there you can get hands-on with your equipment and such, but they have vendor booths that you can stop by and talk to them about their equipment, and different ones have sales on their equipment and such. But it was really an enjoyable weekend, but it was busy. Just to give you a break for lunch, and that was it, bang, from start to finish. So, anyways, should probably have another one in March, and we'll see how that one goes as well. But truly enjoyed it. Let's see. I mentioned that we have trying to find. I got too many pieces of paper here, I guess. We got a conference coming up in Wyoming, and that's going to be in October, 8th and 9th. That'll be in Cheyenne, and that's the Wyoming HamCon. And I checked today, and they're still in the process of getting their technical presentations together. They said check back often and they should have it soon. But that's going to be located at an event center that's the Archer Event Center that's just east of downtown Cheyenne. And we'll try and get some other information. If you want to check their website and see if that's something you'd be interested in, their address is https:// Wyoming HamCon, just WY HamCon, that's all one word, .org, and see what sort of technical program they might have. They are going to have a swap event as well as a part of that, so we'll just have to wait and see just what all comes about on their program. As far as the let's see, I did hear some comment. I haven't gone off and checked the website yet, but I had heard someone indicate that the Adams County Hamfest, they're planning to hold that in February of 2022. So that's the first one we got here on the calendar besides the one they're going to have up in Cheyenne. So it looks like we might start to have some Hamfest, so that's certainly encouraging news as well. So, as far as the contest coming up this coming weekend, first one I got on the list here is the SARTG Worldwide RTTY Contest. It begins on August 21st at 0 hour Zulu, goes through August 22nd until 1600 hour Zulu. That's on 80 through 10 meters, and that is a digital contest. Next we have the ARRL 10 gigahertz and up contest. That begins on August 21st at 0600 hour Zulu, goes through August 22nd until 2359 hour Zulu. And that's 10 gigahertz, they say, to light, and that's going to be CW phone and digital contest. Next, we have the Russian District Award Contest. That begins on August 21st at 0800 hour Zulu, goes through August 22nd until 0800 hour Zulu. That's 160 through 10 meters. That's a CW and phone contest. Next, we have the Cayman's Club of Japan Contest. It begins on August 21st at 1200 hour Zulu, goes through August 22nd until 1200 hour Zulu. That's 160 through 6 meters. That is a CW contest. Next, we have the Feldheld Sprint. That begins on August 21st at 1600 hour Zulu, goes through August 21st until 1759 hour Zulu. That is on 160 through 6 meters. That is a digital contest. Next, we have the North American QSO Party, SSB. That begins on August 21st at 1800 hour Zulu, goes through August 22nd until 0559 hour Zulu. That's on 160 through 10 meters, and that is a phone contest. And that's a big one. That should be a popular one. Next is the ARL Rookie Roundup, RTTY. That begins on August 22nd at 1800 hour Zulu, goes through August 22nd until 2359 hour Zulu. That's on 80 through 10, and that is a digital contest. A couple other reminders. iNewNet, they meet daily at 12 noon. Early check-ins begin at 11:30. They meet on a frequency of 7.240 megahertz, which is on a 40-meter band. And I guess the Salvation Army Net is still active. I'm not sure if they've started back up again as yet. But they meet at 1500 hour Zulu. It's 9 a.m. Mountain Daylight Time. But I guess their new schedule will be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And they meet on a frequency of 14.265. That might change to 14.225. But we'll just stand by and see when that gets organized and such. The Denver Radio Club maintains the phone repeaters for use by all radio amateurs. the 147.330 megahertz with a positive offset, the 145.490 megahertz with a negative offset, the 224.380 megahertz with a negative offset, the 449.350 megahertz with a negative offset, the 448.625 megahertz with a negative offset, 447.825 megahertz with a negative offset, our digital turbo repeater operating on Brandmeister on 446.7875 megahertz with a negative offset, and our C4 FM digital repeater on 449.775 megahertz with a negative offset. The 447.825 megahertz repeater is configured for narrowband FM, and that requires a digital code squelch of 073. There are two repeaters on 147.330 megahertz. The repeater in Lakewood requires a 100 hertz PL tone, and the second repeater located east near Franktown requires a 131.8 hertz PL tone. We have a second repeater on the same frequency out east to improve coverage along the Front Range and into the canyons. However, having two repeaters on the same frequency with two different frequency propagations, we ask that you monitor the frequency to ensure neither is in use prior to making your call. The 449.350 megahertz repeater provides wide area coverage, and this repeater hosts our Echolink station, W0TX node number 4140. And the 448.625 megahertz repeater is linked with the 145.490 megahertz repeater. The repeater at 449.775 is now a C4 FM digital-only repeater. Each repeater requires a 100 hertz PL tone for activation, except as noted, and each uses standard offsets. And for packet, we have the 145.050 megahertz gateway on 2 meters that is interconnected with the 14.105 megahertz gateway on 20 meters for packet QSO. And we have a 6-meter repeater on 53.09 megahertz with an input on 52.09 megahertz with the required 107.2 hertz PL tone. Your support of the Denver Radio Club is greatly appreciated. If you'd like to participate in any of the many club activities, please contact our club president, Jerry Bill Howard, W0GV. And again, I'd like to take this opportunity to congratulate and welcome KE0WQZ Andrew. This is the first contact he made with us tonight, and he's New Ham, and welcome to the net. And also we had an upgrade from Technician General, and that was KF0F, start over, KF0FSY. Dan, congratulations to you. And I'd like to thank everyone for checking into the Denver Radio Club Net tonight. Your support's greatly appreciated. I hope you have a great week, 7-3. And tonight we had a total of 36 check-ins, and the Denver Radio Club W0TX Net is now closed at 9:19, and the repeater is available for regular use. This is K0TR, your net control station, and please stand by a moment while I return the PL tone to the repeater.
PL on.
And it's K02R. I am clear, and good night all.
All right, thanks everyone for joining on here on YouTube. Hopefully we'll hear you and see you on Wednesday at the Elmer session. If you have any suggestions, don't hesitate to let me know, and we'll go from there. So everyone have a good evening.